Hello, everybody. Today, we're looking at the three-point contest in 2021, the second one of RBL's history. We got Kevin Bangos, Trey Bum, Devontae Graham-Cracker, Aiden Phillips, RJ Parrott, and Dylan Brooks. Now, tell me in the chat who you think is going to win this one. I got my money on Kevin Bangos. He's shooting the highest percentage in the league at 54%, I believe. But it's going to be a very fun contest to watch. And then this one is going to be followed up by the dunk contest, which is also going to be probably the funnest event to watch out of all the events, as you see the contestants talking to each other, sharing tips and tricks, as Kevin Bangos is up to start now. Now, Kevin Bangos, an elite rookie, up for Rookie of the Year consideration. Just had his star teammate traded away, but still Kevin Bangos can fill up the stat sheet here as he hit his first 4 shots, and he almost clears the first rack. But you talk about Bangos, he can hurry up. He can get hot in a hurry, more like a J.R. Smith type of player. Sometimes he can go cold, as he almost clears the second rack, just missed 2 shots on that. Now this is the money rack. This is where everybody is looking to get hot, as Kevin Bangos made his first 2. Can he hit his 4th shot? No good, and makes the 5th. So Kevin Bangos up to 13 points. Kevin Bangos, one of the quickest releases in the RBL, shares a backcourt now with Michael Jordan Jr., who is probably at the top of the leaderboard for Rookie of the Year with Kevin Bangos. Also shares the team with Dylan Brooks, who's also in this contest, and Dylan Brooks can get buckets on you in a hurry. It looks to have more opportunities, and Kevin Bangos finishes with 24 points in his first attempt in the contest. Now we have Trey Bum of the Portland Pioneers, who is a guy who is also more of a streaky shooter, but when he turns it on, I mean, it's hard to stop him, as he can just shoot from way downtown, sort of Steph Curry-like, as he hits 5, almost clears the first rack, as well as we're going to see some of the best shooters in the RBL tonight, obviously the best. We talk about in the upcoming drafts, hopefully there's more talent, and that makes the league a little bit harder for these guys. As you talk about Trey Bum's game, he's more of a scorer, can dish the ball at an elite level too when he decides to, as he has 12 right now, working up to rack 4. But his defense is usually what he slacks at. We're not here to talk about defense. We're here to talk about three-point shooting, and Trey Bum is getting it done here as he finishes the 4th rack, and he's got 17. The money rack can win him the lead over the top of Bangos as he greens his first 2 shots. Misses that one. Can he tie Bangos here? No, he finishes with 23. But a pretty good start from our first 2 competitors so far. Now we have Devontae Graham-Cracker. Played in New York last year. Had an elite first-round playoff game. He greens his first shot there. Devontae Graham-Cracker was in the season last year, and I accidentally skipped over it, and he got 25. That's my bad. But he made all of his money rack shots, so he's actually the leader right now. And now we got Aiden Phillips. My bad for skipping over that. So let's see what Aiden Phillips can do. Probably the best player in the league, up for MVP consideration. He's averaging a 30-point triple-double on the best team in the league. Was the second pick in the restart draft for the season when the season rebooted. He is going to be MVP contender, as I said, as here is his money rack, but also looking to win a championship with his teammate Fat Shaq and others. If he can get it done, I mean, he can log himself as potentially being the GOAT of the RBL already. Yes, it has only been 1.5 seasons, but 5 seasons down the line, if he wins a championship and 2 MVPs already, I would consider him the GOAT. But he still has a long ways to go, as he's tied with Brendan Sardi, in my opinion, as he can hit 20. He can hit 26 right here. Oh, and he just misses there. But a good rack there from Aiden Phillips on his money rack and his 5th rack. So now we got RJ Parrott, a guy who's averaging 28 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Not really thought of as an elite shooter coming into the season, but man, as he turned it on here, is he made it to the finals last year on Hawaii with Kobe Bryant, and was really the second superstar, but he struggled. Just a young, inexperienced guy, struggled in the finals, didn't really do much of anything. But you talk about this season, the Barrage, they're starting to turn around their season with Dog Morant and him. Also adding Duncan Robinson, as RJ Barrett lighting it up here from downtown. But yeah, not really thought of as a three-point shooter coming into the season, but his efficiency and volume has what made him an elite three-point shooter. And he's hard to deal with scoring in the mid-range and also attacking the rim. He's actually a pretty decent passer. He's got 17 right here. The highest he can get is 23. I think that's what would tie Trey Bum, as he's greened 2 consecutive shots, misses that one, and cashes that one in for 22. So I think that is the lowest score we've seen so far. Now we are on to Dylan Brooks, the last contestant. Always has the advantage of knowing the score to beat, and I think the score to beat is 24, I believe. But we'll see. Here's Dylan Brooks, not the most aggressive player at the beginning of the season. Obviously, with Darius Garden, the Mamba start off 0-3. They make a trade for Michael Jordan Jr. and 2 first-round picks for Darius Garden, who is regarded as one of the best point guards in the league. But Dylan Brooks really going to have the advantage of knowing the score before he is shooting, and right now he's not looking too good unless he can cash in on his money rack. I believe is the last rack for him, so he's got to hit a couple here. It's not looking too good now, but he does know, so I don't think he can advance here. But talking about the season, when the season resumes, it looks like he can be the leading scorer for that team, or even a third scorer, but still average pretty big numbers, as they have 2 elite scorers besides him, as he finishes with 22 points. And we'll see the results, the leaderboards. So Aiden Phillips, Kevin Bangos, and Devontae Graham-Cracker will advance to the second round. Now going up first is Kevin Bangos. We already talked about him. But in the first game of the season versus the Los Angeles Off-White in the Battle of LA, we really saw his potential scoring ability. And man, has he looked great ever since then. Obviously, came into the league as a young guy, thought of scoring maybe 20 points a game. I mean, if everything went right, but he has just outshined his expectations and has really become a top 5 scorer, in my opinion, in this league, and came off the bench for half the season when they started 0-3. But I think they can make a push for the playoffs, as Kevin Bangos catching fire here and has 14 points already, almost made his whole entire money rack, as his jump shot I was talking about earlier, one of the fastest in the league, if not the fastest. So it's hard to get a contest on this guy, as he has 18 now with 10 seconds left. Makes it 19, 20, 21, 22. And he almost hit his entire last rack, but finishes with 22, which I don't think that'll be good enough to advance with. But let's see what Aiden Phillips can do. Aiden Phillips, as I talked about last season, was the MVP. You look at the numbers he was averaging at the bottom, and man, he looks way better than last season. And last season, he won MVP, so has a lot of controversy on him, as he hits his first 5 shots, has 10 points already. So it looks like Aiden Phillips might just win over Kevin Bangos here. But talking about his MVP season last year, a lot of people think he didn't deserve it, but when it comes down to team winning, he was 12-2. Carmelo Anthony was, I believe, 4-8, so it really made sense to give it to him, as he won also Rookie of the Year. Everyone was a rookie last season, but you look at him, he's got another center to deal with in Fat Shaq, and that's really what he thrives most with, as he just knocked Kevin Bangos out of first place. And really hitting his first 5 shots has given him this big lead, as he hits 28 points there. And Devontae Graham-Cracker is going to have to struggle to get this W here. Devontae Graham-Cracker, the score to beat is 28. And he's going to have to cast out whole money rack to beat Aiden Phillips, because Aiden Phillips started off hot, as so is Devontae Graham-Cracker. But he misses his last 2 there, and he's really going to have to cash in here on the racks. Now, Devontae Graham-Cracker, I was talking about how the playoffs last year, he really was on fire. Just didn't really have the supporting cast to go far, but just put up a big fight in his last game, as he almost makes this whole rack, just missing the last one. This is where he can potentially win the competition or tie it. And Phillips has to hit his next 2 right here to have a chance. And he doesn't. So it looks like Aiden Phillips is going to be bringing home the 3-point champion in Season 2. The 2021 RBL 3-point contest champion is going to belong to Aiden Phillips. But let's look at the final leaderboard here in just a second, as Kevin Bangos finishes with 22, Cram Cracker with 23, and Aiden Phillips, cashing in the whole money rack to start it off, finishes with 28. So Aiden Phillips, an amazing performance, shooting the ball, proving the haters wrong once again, and winning the 3-point contest, as we will advance to the dunk contest next for the next main event before the All-Star game here in the 2021 RBL season.